Hey guys, this is CJtoTaste and we're going to be making some burgers. The first thing we're going to do is make some buns, and this is a hybrid between brioche and a shokupan, which is basically making a tangzhong, which consists of flour, water, milk, and just heat it up. I'll put the recipe down below. It comes into a thick paste, then you warm up some milk, and then you put it to your mixing bowl, and then you start dissolving your sugar and salt. And then you add about a little bit of the flour so it creates a buffer for your yeast, because once yeast is put into some liquid with salt, it's going to kill it. And then now you can dissolve your yeast in it. I use dry yeast, which you don't have to hydrate in some warm liquid. And then you can add the rest of your flour. You want to start kneading your dough until it's a shaggy mess, and then you add in your tangzhong, and then you want to also knead it again. So then you can slowly incorporate one whole egg and one egg yolk until it becomes a cohesive dough. You want to knead this for about 5 to 6 minutes just to form the gluten, because once you add the butter, it's not going to activate much gluten anymore. And so when you add the butter, you want to do this as slow as possible. And just keep kneading until it becomes really smooth. Now you want to put this on a lightly flat surface and do a slap fold method, because it is pretty sticky, until it becomes a smooth dough. Then you can start putting it into a dough ball and just lightly grease your bowl and let it rest to double in size for about an hour.
Punch the dough.
Now you want to divide your big dough into 95 to 100 gram little small dough balls. You also want to fold the sides into the middle, because it'll create a smooth top surface right underneath to make a smooth dough ball for your buns. And then you also want to use your pinkies like this and bring it down towards you and just roll it around and create that ball just like that. Make your egg wash, so then you can finally egg wash your proofed buns that have been resting underneath some cloth or kitchen towel for about an hour. They just got to be in that size or doubled in size. And then you just slightly wash them to create the golden brown crust. And then you put them straight into the oven at 375 degrees for about 16 to 18 minutes. One I did in the air fryer, the other one I did in the oven, so it's up to you. So I got 2 pounds of ground beef, and I'm gonna make these patties ahead of time and keep them cool in the fridge. To make these patties, you just gotta separate them about 5 to 6 ounces each patty, and they just have to be relatively a little wider than your bun, because they will shrink as they cook. As you can see, also I created some well in the middle, kind of looking like a red blood cell, because as you cook these patties, they start to swell up. So creating a center in the middle will balance out and flatten your patty. That's the trick. Make sure to not always overhandle your meat as well, as they will become tougher. Now it's time to set up your grill. So what I have here is this chimney starter, some charcoal. You can use briquettes, you can use lump. Just got some paper burning underneath, and you just have to wait it out until all the embers are charred and covered in ash. Next, I also put them onto one side of the grill. Again, one side is cool and one side is really hot with charcoal. Don't mind my face, it was just really hot that day. And then you put your grate on, you scrape it off when it's hot, you oil it on. And I started roasting my hatch chili peppers from New Mexico. You can use Anaheim peppers if your grocery does not carry them at this moment. You gotta get them really black all around so you can start peeling them. And you're not supposed to wash any charred peppers, as the smokiness will be lost. Also, these types of hatch chilies are pretty hard to find, as they only come once a year, and also they are a little spicier than their Anaheim substitute. But it is for sure that it is okay to use Anaheim peppers if it's just not available to you, especially if you live in the other 49 states. And I live in California, so I was happy to even find them in my market. And what you want to do also is de-stem it and take out the seeds, as they do carry some heat. I didn't really want a super spicy burger today. Then you can just create small dice. This will be the only topping for your burger besides the cheese. Next you want to do is cut your brioche shokupan bread and toast them up on the cool side of the grill with butter. Double check if they're crispy enough. Yes, they are. And then you season liberally with salt your patties right before you cook your burgers. The reason why you don't want to season before you even make the patties is because the proteins will cross-link with each other and create a sausage-like texture. And then you can start searing your patties on the hot side of the grill until your desired temperature. Next you want to put your green chilies right on top, and then a slice of pepper jack cheese in American, or you can do both pepper jack. Cover the lid and let them melt, and once they're melted you can start putting them into the buns. I forgot to mention as well, but I also spread a little garlic aioli into the buns. And here is the green chili burger.